So good morning friends. Let us try to get the equation for torque under running condition. Now while obtaining the equation for torque under running condition, we need to keep in our mind the effect of rotor speed on the rotor induced EMF. Rotor induced EMF is induced according to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, and the magnitude of this rotor induced EMF depends upon the value of the relative speed between the rotating magnetic field and the rotating conductors. So we have already seen the effect or the concept of slip, and therefore under any running condition I can write down the equation for electromagnetic torque as TE is proportional to SE2 I2 cos phi 2. So this S I have included it over here just to consider the effect of rotor speed on the value of my torque. So now we can substitute the expressions for I2 and cos phi 2. So that will give me the modified equation as SE2 multiplied by E2 upon Z2 multiplied by R2 upon Z2. So if I simplify this equation further, I can rewrite this equation as S E2 square R2 upon R2 square plus SX2 whole bracket square. Now I have also added the value S along with the rotor reactance per phase, because rotor reactance also has got some relation with the rotor frequency, and therefore to take into consideration the effect of rotor frequency on the rotor reactance, I have multiplied x2 by S over here. So if I want to remove this proportionality sign, I can write down the equation further as TE is equal to 1 over 2 pi ns multiplied by S E2 square R2 upon R2 square plus SX2 bracket square. Unit once again will be Newton meter. However, this equation will give me the value of torque on per phase basis, but if I want to get the value of torque on a 3-phase basis, I need to multiply this equation by 3. So therefore the actual expression for torque under any running condition is given as TE is equal to 3 over 2 pi ns multiplied by SE2 square R2 upon R2 square plus SH2 bracket square. So you need to remember this equation also to solve some numerical based upon the torque equation. So please note down this equation also, the equation for torque under any running condition of the induction motor. So after completing this much portion from your syllabus, now we are in a position to solve some basic numericals based upon the concepts covered till now. So let us try to solve some of the numericals that have been asked in previous semester papers. We will be solving most of the numericals that have been asked in previous semester papers. So I request you to please refer the previous semester question papers so that it will be easier for you to identify the concerned numerical. So let us proceed further and see how we can solve the numerical based upon the equation for torque. So the expressions that you need to remember to solve these basic numericals are, first of all, the equation for current at standstill condition as I2 is equal to E2 upon square root of R2 square plus X2 square. All these equations I am writing them down at standstill condition. Cos phi 2, that is the rotor power factor, it is given as R2 upon square root of R2 square plus X2 square, and the electromagnetic torque at standstill, it is given as 3 over 2 pi ns multiplied by E2 square R2 upon R2 square plus X2 square. All these three expressions will give me the value of rotor current, rotor power factor and the electromagnetic torque at standstill. If I want to get value of the same three parameters under any running condition, I have to make use of the modified equations. So accordingly, under any running condition, we can write down the expressions as I2 is equal to AC2 upon square root of R2 square plus A62 whole bracket square cos phi 2 as R2 upon square root of R2 square plus A62 whole bracket square, and the electromagnetic torque TE as 3 over 2 pi ns multiplied by S E2 square R2 upon R2 square plus A62 whole bracket square. Now these three equations will give me the values of rotor current, power factor and the electromagnetic torque at running condition. So please memorize these three equations and the previous three equations so that we could be able to solve the numericals in more simple manner. So let us start with the numericals now. So to begin with, we are going to consider the first numerical. I will just read the text of the numericals from your previous semester paper. You please identify that numerical and try to solve it by following the steps. So the given numerical is a 3-phase 4-pole 1440 rpm 50 Hz induction motor. So what information they have given? The given information is it is a 4-pole 50 Hz induction motor running at 1440 rpm. It has got a star connected rotor with per phase rotor resistance and standstill reactance as 0.2 ohm and 1 ohm respectively. So R2 is 0.2 ohm per phase, X2 is 1 ohm per phase. Further they have added, when the stator is energized with rated supply and at rated frequency, the rotor induced EMF per phase is 120 volt. So value of E2 also they have given as 120 volt per phase. We have to calculate rotor current, power factor and torque. So I2 we have to find out, power factor we have to find out, and the electromagnetic torque also we have to calculate. We have to calculate these three values at two different conditions, at standstill and at full load. Further they have added, if an external resistance of 1 ohm per phase it is added inside the rotor circuit, how much will be the value of rotor current, power factor and the electromagnetic torque at standstill. So please note down the given information and then we could start with solving this numerical. Okay, so I hope all of you have identified the numerical. Let us try to see how we can solve it further. So first we have to find out the three parameters at standstill. So at standstill, my rotor current I2, it is given as I2 is equal to E2 upon square root of R2 square plus X2 square. So if I substitute the values, then I will be getting the expression as I2 is equal to 120 upon square root of R2 square, that is 0.2 square, plus X2 square, that is 1 square. If I substitute the values and solve it further, I will get the answer as 117.5 66 amperes. You please try to substitute the values in this expression and just try to check whether you are getting similar answer or not. So is it clear how we can calculate the value of I2 at standstill? Okay, if you are done with this, let us try to find out value of rotor power factor at standstill. So cos phi 2 is given by the expression cos phi 2 is equal to R2 upon square root of R2 square plus X2 square. Once again I have to substitute the values of the given parameters. So that will be 0.2 upon square root of 0.2 square plus 1 square. If I put the values in the calculator and try to solve it further, I am getting the value of rotor power factor as 0.196. Please try to check this answer. If you are getting the similar answer, it is fine. Otherwise, try to calculate it again. So I am getting the value of I2 and cos phi 2 respectively as 117.66 and 0.196. So is it clear? Okay. Let us try to find out the value of electromagnetic torque at standstill. So the electromagnetic torque at standstill, it is given as TE is equal to 3 over 2 pi ns multiplied by E2 square R2 upon R2 square plus X2 square. So if I substitute the values, it will be 3 over 2 pi. Now this is this is stator synchronous speed in RPS. So as it is a 4-pole induction motor, value of my synchronous speed will be 120 into F, that is 50 Hz, upon number of poles, that is 4. So answer is coming out to be 1500 RPM, that is equal to 25 RPS. If I divide this value, speed of stator magnetic field in RPM by 60, I am getting value of synchronous speed in RPS as 25. So this RPS value I have to substitute over here. So it will be 2 pi into 1500 upon 60, that is 25, multiplied by E2 square, that is 120 square, into R2, that is 0.2, divided by 0.2 square plus 1 square. So just check whether I have substituted the correct values. Okay, so if you try to solve this equation further, you will get the value of electromagnetic torque at standstill at 52.88 Newton meter. So please check these answers. Okay, so I hope all of you will be getting similar answers if you try to solve this numerical by your own. So 3 values we have found out at standstill. Let us try to find out the same values under or at full load condition. So now we have to calculate the 3 parameters at full load. So to solve or to obtain the values at full load, first of all I have to determine how much is the slip at full load. So value of slip at full load, it is given as Ns minus Nr upon Ns. So if I substitute the values, it will be 1500 minus 1440 upon 1500. The value of slip that I am getting is 0.04 or 4%. Okay, so this first value we have calculated. Let us try to get the value of rotor current at full load condition. So I2 is given as I2 is equal to SE2 upon square root of R2 square plus S62 whole bracket square. So I will just substitute the values. So it will be 0.04 into 120 divided by 0.2 square plus 0.04, that is SFL, multiplied by x2, which is 1 ohm per phase. So it will be 0.04 into 1 whole bracket square. So if I try to solve this equation further, I will get the value of rotor current at full load as 23.53 amperes. So please check whether you are getting similar value or not. So rotor current at full load, it is coming out to be 23.53 amperes. So the rotor power factor at full load, it is given as cos phi 2 is equal to R2 upon square root of R2 square plus SX2 bracket square. So it will be 0.2 upon square root of 0.2 square plus 0.04 into 1 whole bracket square. So if I substitute the values, I am getting the power factor as 0.98. So this is the value of rotor power factor at full load condition. So please check whether you are getting same answer or not. Okay, so is it clear up to this particular step? Okay, let us try to get now the torque at full load condition. So as we have seen earlier, the expression for torque at full load, it is given as Te is equal to 3 over 2 pi ns multiplied by S T2 square R2 divided by R2 square plus S62 whole bracket square. Now I will just substitute the values in this equation. So it will be 3 over 2 pi into 25, which is the value of synchronous speed in RPS, multiplied by E2 square, that is 120 square, multiplied by 0.04 multiplied by 0.2 divided by 0.2 square plus 0.04 into 1 whole bracket square. So if I try to solve it further, I am getting the value of my torque as 52.88 Newton meter. So please check whether you are getting same answer or not. Okay, is it fine? Okay, so let us try to get the value of the same three parameters upon addition of an external resistance of 1 ohm per phase. Okay, so after addition of 1 ohm resistance, so we have to find out the same three parameters at standstill, but after addition of an external resistance of 1 ohm per phase. So the total rotor circuit resistance per phase will now be R will be equal to original rotor circuit resistance, that is R2, plus this external resistance they have added, so it is going to be 1.2 ohm per phase. So this new value of R you have to use to solve the numerical further. Okay, so the rotor current at standstill upon addition of 1 ohm external resistance will be I2 is equal to E2 upon square root of R square plus x2 square. So if I substitute the values, it will be 120 upon square root of 1.2 square plus 1 square. You please try to solve this numerical and see what you are getting. So I am getting the value as 76.82 amperes approximately. Okay, then cos phi 2 will be given as cos phi 2 is equal to, now the value of rotor circuit resistance will not be now R2, it will be R. So it will be R upon square root of R square plus x2 square. So if I substitute the values, I am getting the answer as 0.768 as the value of new power factor. And the value of torque under addition of 1 ohm resistance per phase, it will be now TE is equal to 3 over 2 pi ns multiplied by E2 square into the new value of rotor circuit resistance per phase, that is R, divided by R square plus x2 square. So it will be 3 over 2 pi into 25 ohm multiplied by 120 square into 1.2 divided by 1.2 square plus 1 square. So you will get the value as 135.25 Newton meter. So please check whether you are getting also the similar value for the electromagnetic torque upon addition of a 1 ohm resistor. Okay. Is it fine? Have you finished with this first numerical? Okay. Let us try to solve the next numerical then. So please note down the given information. So in second numerical, what they have given? A 3-phase 415 volt star connected slip ring induction motor